My name is John Margulies. I'm here helping out David Anderson on this eye-controlled DJ project. And when I got out here, I was thrilled and sort of blown away to see that he already had Ableton Live installed on his Tobii computer. And I was able to just sit with him for a little while and see what the eye control is like for controlling applications, in just general applications in Windows, and saw that it is indeed a very sort of slow and clumsy process. And he explained to me that the option was either going to be doing it this way or doing it on a MacBook running Windows and open source eye control software. But what I realized just from sitting with him and talking with him was I got a real sense of how the program was going to need to work and how it was going to need to be simplified so that everything could be done, for example, with buttons rather than on-screen knobs and sliders and things that would be very difficult to control using the eye gaze stuff. I sat down and got to work prototyping something really simple, and the interesting thing about the approach that I took has to do with the fact that David was my first programming teacher back when I was learning to be a database programmer a long time ago. That's actually how we met. And he was someone who stressed a couple of things that were very formative on me, that have had a lot of impact on how I do things as a music technology person now. And one of them was get minimum functionality on the desktop as quickly as possible so the user can see what you're thinking, right? So even if it's very crude, get something very simple, because you're going to learn a lot from getting people using it. You're going to find out what's important and what's not important. You can always make a more clever interface and more clever tools later. And the other thing was, he used to talk about the Zen of Fox Pro, which was the software I was learning from him. And his point was, rather than charge out of the gate creating some crazy, complicated, totally customized solution, first see if there's a way, just in the box, off the shelf, that you can maybe just tweak what's there a little bit. So in Ableton, I put together a set that uses 2 tracks as the DJ tracks, just that are hosting entire songs, and then a series of tracks running across that use dummy clips and MIDI macro clips, which essentially are ways of invoking, basically remote controlling live from the clip grid. So for example, we could fade tracks in and out, or run a filter sweep, or turn the low frequencies or high frequencies on or off, all from essentially a series of clips or buttons that are all in view, that don't require a lot of scrolling around or fussing. And by doing that, I've only been here for a day to do a prototype this morning that David is now sitting in the other room jamming out on, and we're already learning some interesting stuff pretty quickly. We're eventually gonna max out what we can do simply working with Ableton's built-in interface. The next step would be to use Max for Live to build a set of custom interface objects that are going to be easier to eye control. And assuming we do that, the advantage of the approach that we've taken so far is that we're going to use mostly built-in functionality of Live, and then simply use the new interface can be very dumb and very simple, which is a good thing, because that makes fewer places that things need to be debugged and fewer problems that we can have when it comes time to do that. So it's an exciting project, and I'm super happy to be working on it.